Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last match of the day. Sergeants Institute versus the CC&FC club. Here are the lineups for the Sergeants Institute. Strong starting lineup. And this is the CC&FC lineup with a stronger bench as well. Referee for this match, Vikas Chaurasia. CC&FC in white and red on the right, and the Sergeants Institute in black. Getting the table ready. Vikas Chaurasia, referee for this match. Anupam to kick. It's a beautiful kick onto the right side. In possession, the CC&FC. Big hit by number 24. Rohit Jacob always has been gaining yards for his team, using all of his body straight into the opponent. Never scared, looks in front, doesn't even turn his face. And there they are. Maintaining this possession.
And ball going to Tanveer, using his broad, strong shoulders, gaining some ground for CC&FC. And that's
Vikas calls them back.
Penalty in favor of CC&FC, gaining 10 meters. And a clean kick to touch. Line out in favor of CC&FC.
Ah, ah,
Losing possession.
ஆமா
The ball now with the Sergeants, and that's a whistle by the referee, pulling
ஆமா
pulling them back
கண்டிப்பா கண்டிப்பா
for a scrum.
ஆ
Oh, no. That's
ஆ ம் ஆ ஆ அதான் லோக்கல் சேனல் வேற ஒன்று வருமே ம் சரி 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 அது மேட்ச் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு நான் முடிச்சுட்டு கூப்பிடவா ஓகே ஓகே
time on
Huh?
and penalty in favor of Sergeants.
Late slow. Late slow. Okay. Masadul Haq kicks it out of touch.
Not straight.
Okay.
And CC&FC now with the line out. Missing the ball, but keeping possession. The Sergeants aren't backing down, trying to clear the ruck. Passing to the back line. And knock on scrum in favor of the Sergeants. The Sergeants really close to the try line. Will be trying to make the most of this scrum.
Number 8 drives the ball towards the try line. Slow and steady. Playing advantage 2. And there is it.
That's a try for Sergeants in the first. No, not yet. I apologize. The excitement got the better of me.
Still in possession. Playing advantage of the previous infringement. Scrum time.
Vikas not happy with the binding. And trying the same strategy. Unfortunately, not successful this time. Trying to go blind the scrum half. And that's another penalty in favor of Sergeants.
Suresh Prasad taking a strategic break. Scrum again. 7 minutes 23 seconds in, no movement, onto the scoreboard. Is another scrum.
Keeping it strong. Sergeants trying to push through and keeping the ball in. But not much movement. Number 8 trying to go in, passes it out. And quick passes, getting them close to the try line. And that's a try for Sergeants.
Pankaj Barwan, the captain, scores.
Leading by example, I must say. Putting the first points on the table. Setting up his team perfectly to push over CC&FC towards the win.
हेलो हाँ 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 बोलिए हेलो कुंदन उड़ीसा का भइल अच्छा रउआ हमरा के याद करे चाहिए कि हम रउआ के याद करी हैं अच्छा का होता अर्थ नहीं करी सुशील के नंबर पर फोन करता नहीं है हमारा पर लग गेलो गलती से है
Not a successful conversion. So the scores at Sergeant Institute at 5 and CC&FC at 0.
सुशीलो कहाँ से पैसा दी बढ़िया काम अच्छी रख दिली शूट कर रहे हमरा 3 तारीख टिकट मैंने से 4 तारीख
It's sent back to where it came from. Another kick.
कहाँ बानी
Both teams trying to ensure that the ball is not in their danger zone and eventually kicking it to line out. Some great moves on the line out by Sergeants Institute, playing some incredible rugby. And that's another penalty in favor of Sergeant's Institute. We are looking at a possibility of another kick to touch. Both teams set up for line out. Not straight. And CC&FC takes a scrum.
Sergeant's Institute maintaining their 5 points, defending them till the 12th minute of the game. CC&FC nil. Another scrum.
Looks like some confusion in the binding of the scrum. We go back into the scrum. On Vikas's call, and that's a bind. Now happy. Unfortunately, the ball's turned over, hooked in, and Sergeant's Institute have possession of the ball. Dominating, going through the gaps. And keeping that attack strong. It's a clean open field. And that's out. Managed to keep the ball inside. Some fumbling. Everyone's trying for the ball. And that's...
There goes our branding.
In case you missed it, we're streaming on fan code.
That's a 2,000 rupee tackle right there.
Some heated moments. Probably carrying some rivalry back from the local season to the Division 1 Nationals between Sergeant's Institute and CC&FC. Unfortunately, a yellow card to Suraj Prasad from CC&FC and a penalty in favor of Sergeant's Institute. Clearly, the crowd seemed to enjoy that. And time off. And we're back on. Kicking to line out. And that's a fumble. Not straight. And luckily for CC&FC, the ball is in their possession. Scrum down.
Five points for Sergeants and CCFC nil. 15 minutes already into the game. 15 minutes more left into this half.
It's been a long day of rugby, 4 matches, now on our last match today. And we've seen 3 very well contested matches through the day, with Delhi Rebels winning against Bangalore Rugby and the first man. Bombay Gym beating Delhi Lions, and the last match just before this, KISS beating MSP. CCFC going into face play, trying to get some moves, gain some ground. But unfortunately unable to get through the defense, the really strong defense of Sergeants Institute. And that's a whistle. And ball stays inside. Kicks from Sergeants and clean collect from Tanveer of CC&FC. Moving in, more commonly known as the Beast, back in Kolkata. Using their forwards for the hits. Some spirited screaming. And fast run from Denzel on the sidelines. Going in for their pick and go. Looking for that first try. And quick tap, trying to take advantage of that offside. And that's a try for CC&FC. Putting the scores first on the board with this try. 5 to CC&FC.
With that, that's a leveler. Finally, CC&FC levels the ground and ready again for the hustle. 20 minutes in, 10 minutes left. Score equal. Waiting for the kick.
And that's a successful conversion, making it 7 for CC&FC and 5 for Sargent's Institute.
2 points ahead. At ease, CC&FC.
And time back on. Clean clear. And once again, then we're leading the way for the forwards. And Suraj Prasad back in. And with that kick, gaining back possession, Sargents, who have been keeping possession of the ball for most part of the first half as we move into the last 8 minutes. With that kick, ball has been turned over and CC&FC now in possession. And kicked, but still in play. Possession turns over and now out for a line out.
Five for Sergeants, CC&FC 7, 23 minutes, 50 seconds in. Forward pass, time for a scrum.
Quick out by the scrum half. Playing the back line. And back into face play. And quick tap by CC&FC, taking advantage of the offside and big hit. And that's a line out. A medical substitution for Sergeants. Time on and we're back to the game with a line out. Ball with the Sergeants. Not straight. And the ball comes back to possession to CC&FC. That and they have taken scrum. Happy with the scrum and binding. Ball in. And quick out. And some good moves from the backs. And to Denzel. Securing the ball. Penalty and quick tap. CC&FC trying to take advantage. Racing towards the try line. Once again the ball with CC&FC on the try line with Suraj Prasad.
That was a fierce full run. I think they're going to finish it now.
So whistle from the referee. And another scrum. CC&FC is going to try to keep their scrum strong and try to push in. In the 5 meters.
2 minutes left.
And number 8 goes in. And that's a try. Devendra Raju Padir scoring the try for CC&FC. Some water and words of advice coming in by Mr. Amir Malik.
அப்படியே கழட்டி காயத்துக்குள்ளார போட்டு சுற்றி வச்சுட்டு வந்தார். ஓகே தானே? ஜஸ்ட் மிஸ்.
Unsuccessful conversion. Scores CC&FC 12, Sergeants Institute 5. Last few seconds of the first half. Kick to touch. And that's half time. With that, we end the first half at CC&FC at 12 and Sergeant Institute at 5. And with that, we are back for the second half. Second half starts with a kickoff by CC&FC as Sergeants prepare to receive. Both teams ready, and on that, time on and kickoff to second half. Some great footwork by Sergeants Institute to dodge the defense. Pulling them out, CC&FC keeping their defense strong. And that's a nice tackle by Suresh Prasad. Kicked out of the danger zone. Collected by Kabir of CC&FC, going in for the tackle and kicking it out once again to bring it closer to the try line. Both teams trying hard to keep the ball out of their danger zone, and the ball now out for a line out. Quick collect by Suresh Prasad and back to line out. And that's a scrum down. CCFC in possession. Keeping it strong, trying to push quick out from the scrum. Taking advantage of the back ball. And losing possession as holding on to the ball. The penalty now in favor of Sergeants.
हेलो हाय करके भेजो हमरो हो पे कैमरा करतनी बोर पूरा गइलो कनी आय उड़ीसा वाली उड़ीसा उड़ीसा
It has been an equally contested match in the first half and continues in the second half, with both teams keeping equal possession and going hard at each other. And a strong hard pushes by the CC&FC defense, but the Sergeants not giving up, playing calm, keeping possession of the ball, and now a turnover to CC&FC. Kicked out to danger zone, bouncing and out for a line out. The ball now in favor of CC&FC.
कॉल पर बानी नू मेंजर भा कमांड कॉल पर चलता आएगा कब भेज दिया हैं पूछो पर भेजा गूगल फोन पे पेटीएम उतना याद नहीं था मुझे दो मैच मैच शुरू में तो वो थी यहाँ पर जो वाला रग्बी करके कौन मैच
35 minutes in, time stop call by the ref. World Rugby physios onto the pitch, assess a minor scratch. CC&FC holding on to the 12 points. The Sergeants, since that first try, have been on the defense. And Suraj to feed in the ball.
And line out. Quick tap
out from his hand, but
however, good recovery by CC&FC, keeping the possession of the ball. Saran Kashyap with a good run in, gaining good ground for CC&FC. And that gap allows them to move even further.
Reloading from the wing. Suraj goes straight back in. A beautiful banger hit into the defense of Sergeants Institute. Forwards on to the move. Loud call from the backs. They need to focus on more ruck security. I mean, getting the ball running and scoring is important, but the most important part is the security of the ruck.
The ball possession, what we've been talking about for the last 2 days, it's the one with the ball possession that has the higher chances of getting that try on. And with that knock on, there is another scrum. And ball in favor of CC&FC. Another quick out by the scrum half. And looking at playing the line. Quick recovery and down once again for a secure ruck. forwards taking that big hit on the wide, trying to gain some ground, sucking in some defense. And setting up well to advance into a try. And that's another whistle from the referee. Time off.
And see now the 3 rucks are very secure. The clearance, we're reaching in time. Hope you don't have an intercom here.
No.
Sending messages to your team.
It's just years of playing together. But looks like they're going in for a penalty kick. And prepping for that penalty kick, Suraj Prasad gets the medics on field for a quick spray of Volini. And another quick chat between the referee and CC&FC captain Rohit. And the ball stays in play. Moving in. Number 14 from CC&FC gaining a lot of the lost ground once again. Securing the ruck and ball out. And getting a gap. The strong hit. And penalty and a quick tap. Trying to take advantage of the 10-meter offside. CCFC charges in. And moving it to the back line. Clean. And that's a try for CC&FC. And Bhupinder Singh, number 14, with that third try for CC&FC. Looks like there seems to be some discussion on the try. We're waiting on the signal from the referee. And that's a scrum down for knock on.
40 minutes in, CC&FC still holding on to their 12 points, and Sergeants Institute on 5. 20 minutes left onto the game, and Vikas in conversation, disciplining the teams. I mean, with a scoreline like this, Amishi, it is bound to happen that the aggression, the the knock-ons, the mishandles, they will increase. When sometimes too much passion, it clouds your judgment.
And there's a lot at stake, right? We are looking at the Cup semi-finals as for the winner of this match. And obviously, Sergeants is looking at leveling that score, while CCFC is looking at increasing that gap to making it difficult for the Sergeants.
Still in field of play.
And picked up, and we're back onto gameplay.
Oh, a whistle awaits. Yes, it's an advantage played by CC&FC.
And the ball back with Suraj Prasad. Quick offload, taking advantage, and that's a line out.
But yes, playing advantage.
So we go back to scrum now. Kick to touch. As to their plan, CC comes to line out.
And there's Rasta Rasivenge on the sideline doing a referee assessment of this game. Since this guy has come on board, there's been so many changes into the quality of the refereeing, the nurturing ecosystem that he brings along himself, and
And also so many more newer referees. And CCFC using their strength in that maul, pushing through the Sergeant's defense, closing in to that try line.
And the car is moving smoothly.
And that's a try for CC&FC.
Reached the finish line smoothly. 5 more points. And now there's no going back.
Clinically done, the maul, keeping possession, moving in smoothly with a clear try. Suraj Prasad setting up for that conversion kick and hoping to be successful, only making the difference that much more tougher for the Sergeants. Unfortunately missing it, the scoreline stays at CC&FC 17 and Sergeants Institute 5. And once again, CCFC is back. We're back to gameplay. Kicked. And collected cleanly by Kabir Sonkar. And high tackle penalty in favor of CC&FC.
And it's time for a line out. CC&FC 17, Sergeants Institute 5. 15 minutes left onto the clock.
Missing the line out, losing possession, and the Sergeants now seeing their opportunity, bulldozing forward against the CC&FC defense. Unfortunately, a knock-on, probably in all that hurry to get to the try line, has now costed the possession of the ball to Sergeants and another scrum down.
Vikas not happy with this one, calls for another scrum.
Big hit, and the Sergeants continue. And that's another penalty in favor of the Sergeants. Time's off. And clearly this has been a game of a lot of conversation between captain and referee, and that's another yellow card for CC&FC. The ratio now for CCFC, 1 yellow card per half. And line out, ball possession with Sergeants. Turnover to CC&FC, keeping that ball possession strong, continuing the dominance. And diving has caused them to lose 10 meters, and CCFC continues moving forward. And another whistle. Not 10, losing another 10 meters, the penalty in favor of CC&FC. And in that breakdown, CCFC sees a substitute.
Quite crucial fresh legs at this point of time. And time for kick to touch. Suraj always on the front of the line.
Unfortunately, not going out, not going as per plan. And the game continues. Ball still in play. Ball possession with Sargent's Institute.
Good hard line. Must have hurt. Sounds of that hit
And
will
time
be
off.
shrilling in the CCFC office.
But for Sargents for shoulder charge. An attempt. Suraj Prasad on a second attempt to kick to touch. Still inside, and game continues. Ball possession with Sargent's Institute. Strong rock. Passing to the wing and kicked out to line out. Moving into the last 10 minutes of the game. CC&FC at 17, Sargent's Institute at 5. And line out, moving into a maul, using their strength to gain and advance into the danger zone of Sargent's Institute. Maul collapses and a breakout, pushing through, gaining at least 10 meters for the team. The ball now going to the backs going into some moves. And another forward phase, inching towards the try line. Going into pick and goes. The Sergeants keeping up a strong defense on the pick and go, hoping for one wrong move and move to the back line. Completely covered. And quick recovery by CC&FC. forming a strong ruck, push back, but advancing once again. And that's another whistle from Vikas, the referee, and time off. Yeah. Penalty for CC&FC, taking in a penalty kick.
Six minutes left. That's in.
And that's in, and that's penalty. 3 more points to CC&FC. CC&FC 20, Sergeants still at 5, looking for a breakthrough. And the search for a new ball continues. And caught by Suraj Prasad, powering through to form a strong ruck. Ball now on to Rohit Jacob. Ball now with Bhupinder Singh.
Five minutes left. Hefty score to cover by Sergeants. Still way behind.
Suraj Prasad with that kick to line out.
Opposite.
And a maul from here for CC&FC. Once again gaining at least 10 meters and moving forward into a secure ruck. CCFC not giving up even in the final minutes, trying to keep that scoreline going. And turnover to Sargents with that fumble. Ball's gone back, game continues, and whistle blows. And scrum down from the first knock on by CC&FC.
Two minutes left now. CC&FC, a hefty score. There's no chance for Sargents now. It's very tough to get points out in this intensity of the game.
Good stop by CC&FC. Trying to get possession from the Sargents, but unsuccessful. Keeping a tight defense. Big hit by Suraj Prasad and knock on.
1 minute left. And we know where this game is going.
Oh.
Suraj taking a strategic break yet again. 30 seconds left onto the clock. And we close the day.
It's not really a strategic break, more like being a team player.
Exactly. Still 33 seconds left. You're onto the pitch. No movement.
The time's off.
And our physios, our World Rugby physios, our healers of Rugby India.
We are close to close the day. We would like to take an opportunity to once again thank everyone off the field who's come out and supported the game. Our volunteers, our medics, our referees. They've been on field continuously for the last 3 days, making sure that the National Rugby 15's Division 1 goes on smoothly.
There goes the horn for full time. A last play. And clearly CC&FC have held their ground and won this game with grace.
Vikas not happy with the scrum. And another scrum. Ball's in. And quick out by scrum half. Big hit, but some fancy passing and footwork. And CC&FC trying to finish off in style with maybe yet another try. But kicked right to the commentator's box. And with that, CC&FC gets a penalty in their advantage. And once again kicked off to finish.
And with that whistle, we culminate the day. Moving on tomorrow, join us for the women's
Plate semi-finals and cup semi-finals. And before we close the day, well done CC&FC.
Signing off, Saif and Amishi. Thank you everyone.